Hey YouTube! Recently somebody sent me this message on Facebook. I just bought a 1-month-old green cheek conure, so how do I feed the bird and how do I make the bird tame towards me? When I read this message, my initial reaction was, no! No! There are so many things wrong with this message. My first thought was that these are not questions to be asking after you've gotten a bird. Any kind of bird. Before you even consider getting a bird, you should know what you're doing and what you're in for. Now, I normally use this YouTube channel to provide entertainment, showing you guys cute and funny things that Trello does. But I've thought of some questions that one should be able to answer before going and getting a parrot. Before I get started, I want to preface this with a disclaimer that I'm not a bird trainer or an avian veterinarian. I'm just a guy who's had parrots for many years. You're welcome to do your own research, and I encourage you to do so. If you're seeking medical advice for your bird, please see an avian veterinarian. And if you're one of those people that likes to troll videos like this and proclaim in the comments that birds should never be kept as pets and berate everyone for doing so, please just go watch another video. So first, is my home best suited for owning a bird? This is probably the hardest question. Birds require a lot of attention for both emotional and psychological health. Parrots especially are very social creatures. They require a flock. For birds that are kept as pets, their flock is the people with which they live. So you have to look at your family dynamics. Is the house empty during the day due to adults being at work and kids being in school? If there's usually no one home, then maybe a bird is not a good pet for you. Speaking of kids, parrots aren't always the best pets if you have young kids, but that can depend on the kids. Are the kids themselves well behaved, or are they generally out of control? If you can't control your kids, chances are you'll have a hard time with a parrot. Are you in a house or are you in an apartment where a loud parrot could be bothersome to neighbors? These are all things to consider about your home when it comes to considering a bird as a pet. Second, what do I need in order to take care of a parrot? Obviously, you need a cage. Make sure it's one that's a good size for your bird. If you're getting a larger bird, which I don't recommend as your first bird, you'll obviously need a larger cage. Thank you, Trello. That said, for smaller birds, make sure that the bars are close enough together so that your bird won't try to squeeze between them and to get out, possibly getting hurt. You also need toys. Parrots like to destroy things, so get toys that your bird can shred and chew up. This might require some trial and error depending on your bird, and your bird's preferences might change over time. Trello, like pretty much any toy I put in front of him when he was really young, as time went on, I found myself having to get inventive since he no longer seemed to like the toys that I was buying for him. But he's always liked playing with his hanging bells, so there's an option. You also, of course, need food. Do the research on your particular species of parrot, but for most birds, a pellet diet is better than an all-seed diet. I've heard a lot of smaller birds need a bit more seed in their diet, but again, do the research. Trello has a diet of both seeds and pellets, as well as some fresh foods that we share with them. Next, how do I train a bird? This is very important because, as I said before, parrots are social creatures that require interaction with their flock. You. I would go on record saying that parrots should not be just left in a cage all day. In fact, about the only time Trello is locked away in his cage is for bedtime at night. The rest of the time he's generally free to roam the top and sides of his cage, as well as other places that we prepared for him. Or he's just hanging out on one of us. But the first thing you should train a bird to do is to step up. Once they've mastered this, they trust you, and training them to do other things becomes easier. I'm not going to go into how to train a bird to step up. That can be a series all by itself, and it's one that I'm sure other people have already done. So go do your research there. But treats are always a motivator for just about any kind of pet. Trello, where are you? There you are. Hi. Trello likes sunflower seeds, fresh fruits, and some vegetables, mainly carrots. But don't ever give your bird avocados. They're toxic for birds. Also try to avoid processed foods. But training your bird is quality time with your bird. Your bird will consider it to be playtime, plus it gets treats. So training is a good way to create a bond with your bird. These really are just the basics of what you should know before you get a bird. But they're definitely things to know before getting a bird, not trying to figure them out after getting a bird. Percentage-wise, parrots are the #1 most rehomed pet. And it's because people get them, they don't know first what they're getting into, so they find that they don't want them and they rehome them. So make sure that you're educated before considering adding a parrot to your family dynamic. That brings me to the end of my soapbox session. For more entertaining content, check out the other videos that I release each week on my channel. You can also subscribe and click that bell icon to be informed when I upload more. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep it squeaky.